Gotta stay ahead of them. We walk from here.
Further along we get with this, you can't really deny that Snow here at least has a very legitimate, making very legitimate attempts to save people. Because, like, well, he goes and he does that thing to scare all the people away, and then everybody runs away in fear, and they don't understand that he saved them from what the Sanctum and the Guardian Corps were going to do with them. They probably going to end up getting purged like everybody else. Everyone was going to die. So he goes and he saves them, scares them away, kills the guards and scares them away. Then they come back thinking, because of all the propaganda and the events that they had just seen, oh damn, we gotta do something. The graphics are screwed up. I'm gonna have to fix that.
Alright, continuing on. That was quick.
Felix Heights is that way, right? Still pretty far. A great place for family living. So they say. Looks like it actually might be, huh?
Yeah, well, the Sea don't have family.
Hey, listen to me, kid. I'm an orphan. I barely got to know my family. But someday, I'm gonna have my own. Once I save Sarah and protect Cocoon.
How exactly?
It's a good question. I want to do what's right, but everyone hates fal'cie. Kinda hard to help someone that's trying to kill you. It'll be tough. But everything will work out in the end. As long as we stay together and hold on to hope.
We don't have any. fal'cie's only hope is a quick death. Hold on to hope. Yeah, right.
Yep. Well, these two aren't getting along so well. Let's have this fight. Oh. Alright. Hey, he's running ahead. Now, I guess, Snow probably knows that he's in over his head. Where he's talking about how he's gonna save Sarah, start a family, protect Cocoon, all that kind of crap. Oh, shit. Did not see that there. Even Hope's comments have sort of made him doubt a little bit, like, that's a good question. How exactly am I gonna save Cocoon? Get back here. Okay. Alright, enough screwing around. Time to move on. I know he's probably not actually moving any slower than other characters, but Snow seems like he runs slow. Probably because he's so large that he just looks like he's moving across the ground slower. Get your ass back here. Oh. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah! It's like you don't even want to die. Alright, never mind. Moving on. Oh, no, now they're after me. Looks like there are two ways up. Oh, there's a treasure chest this way, though.
Leave this to me.
Hey, a weapon for Hope. I haven't really upgraded the air wing much, so it's possible that I could eventually find something that I could end up going and, that's weird. Use instead. Look at the kind of detail that they put into this area.
Well then, what do we do?
I mean, it's not an open world game, so there's a lot of what I'm looking at that I'm never going to be able to get to. I guess it kind of says something about their whole concept of what they were planning on doing in creating this game. Now, the guy, one of the creators of the game did say something along the lines of the reason why it's not a game like the early... Get out of the way, Hope. Game like the earlier games in the series was because with the HD consoles, HD textures, HD models, all that kind of crap, it would be too much work to
There's gotta be something around here.
create a world like what we had seen in the previous games where you have towns and all that kind of crap. And from a certain perspective, I guess I can see what they mean by that. But, I mean, it is a lot of stuff to make. But when you play a game and you design a game that's built like this one is, you kind of have to have a constant forward momentum.
I'm the one you want.
Who are you talking to? Well, these are the areas, like, all this detail had to be made for an area that I am doing nothing more than running straight through. You gotta have that constant forward momentum because your characters can't stick around at any for any long period of time in any place. There's no towns that you're gonna hit and just be there for a while. So, well, you can't put a lot of detail into these one areas and then have some less detail in the dungeons and all that kind of stuff like you saw in, say, let's say Final Fantasy XII or X, where you have these really nice looking towns and then somewhat less detail on the dungeons or when you're going between areas. Well, you don't have the towns, so you have to put all the effort and detail into creating the different environments that you're traveling between the two. So you have some areas that look kind of simple, like Lake Brescia, and you have areas like Palimpolum here where the detail is somewhat greater. Gives the illusion of a town being around you or a city being around you, even though you can't explore it. So I'm getting the impression that like maybe that wasn't, their whole idea wasn't correct. That, yeah, sure, you're saving some time and effort not creating towns, but in a way you sort of still have to create them anyway. You still have to put more effort. You end up having to put more effort into the other areas, not just the towns, because, well, you need to put that detail somewhere. And we're looking at it here. I'd say perhaps the technical limitations of the consoles of the day were also a kind of contributing factor to the way that the game ended up having to be designed. Now, you gotta remember that this was the freshman effort on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 for Square Enix. The game, I think, came out in, 2009 or 10? That was a number of years after the game consoles had launched, but the development for it took a long time. Those long development times can oftentimes be an indicator that there were issues with development and problems and all that kind of stuff. But I think also the fact that the game took so long to develop was also a problem in and of itself, and that the longer the development goes on, the harder it is to retain people, harder it is to keep the original, sort of prevent feature creep, then prevent the original vision from being lost in the game to evolve into something that they never had really intended it to be, or that they really didn't have the capability, the resources, the time, or whatever to do. Well, I should end the episode here.